Hi, sweet friends. So many of my recent subscribers seem to have discovered my channel through my yoga for low back pain and yoga for sciatic pain videos. And I'm so happy that so many of you found those videos helpful because I suffered from chronic stress-related low back pain and sciatica pain for years before I discovered yoga. And to share some of the things that helped me to help you just makes me feel so grateful that I have the opportunity to offer you some potential help. So today is a slow flow practice to help you lengthen and strengthen all of the core and stabilizer muscles that provide structural support to your spine. These include your hips and your hamstrings and your glutes and the deep muscles of your core, like your transverse abdominis. Keeping these muscles strong and relaxed is really key to long-term relief and prevention of chronic stress-related low back pain and sciatic pain. And even if you're not experiencing any of these issues right now, this practice will help you prevent any of that stuff from ever occurring. Before we begin, if you enjoy my practices, then please take a moment to click the subscribe button, and please check out my Patreon site. The link is below in the video description. Patreon really supports me making these videos, and it gets you access to live stream events, full 1-hour classes, and coming up next month, my good friend Cole Chance from Cole Chance Yoga will be joining me to co-host a book club. I'm super excited. It's all happening on Patreon. So if you're already a patron, thank you so very much. And if not, please check it out. So today is a slow flow practice. If you have any props that help assist you or make your practice more comfortable, like blocks or blankets or cushions, bring them and use them. None of that's required, but I will recommend a strap or a belt. We're going to do one stretch where we lie on our back and loop the strap around the foot and stretch out the hamstring. So if you don't have a belt or a strap, it's okay. You can hold the leg, but a strap or a belt would make things easier. Okay, with that, let's make your way to your back. Join me on my back. And bring your feet wide on the mat and let the knees come together and rest together in the middle. Arms along your sides, palms facing down or up, whatever feels good. Close your eyes and just breathe. Draw breath in through your nose, deep into the belly. A nice slow exhale, relaxing into each breath. This position of the hips is a nice little release in the low back. It's a gentle internal rotation of the thigh bones in the hip socket. And often if you're having low back pain, it feels good. So just relish it and relax into your breath. Big, full, deep breaths. Feel the sensation of breath as it enters the nose, filling the belly and the lungs. And relaxation, letting go of tension and stress in the exhale. Feel as if gravity is pulling the weight of your body down. Sort of a melting sensation into the mat. And then begin to let the knees wash gently back and forth from side to side. Let's take it nice and slow here, feeling that little stretch in the hips as the legs fall to one side. And blink your eyes open. Extend the left leg long on the mat. Find your belt or your strap and loop the strap around the right foot. Extend that leg long and push through the heel so the leg is nice and straight. And then begin to draw or pull on the strap so that the leg starts to pull toward you. Keep pushing through the heel just until you feel a nice sensation of stretch in the back line of the leg. Through the hamstring, maybe into the calf as well. And notice if the heel is spinning in or out. Try to just let the foot be nice and straight. Leg nice and straight coming out of the hip socket. As you feel the stretch deepening, you can take the leg a little closer. Breathe into the sensation. And let the low back remain firmly on the ground here. Nice and supported. Keep pushing gently through the heel, breathing into the sensation. Now as you exhale, begin to let a little slack into the strap or the belt and let the leg come a little bit past vertical and then push through the ball of your feet. So it's almost like the push of the foot is lifting, pulling on the arms and lifting the shoulders. And just let the low back continue to rest on the mat. Feel this nice little traction. Keep pushing into the strap, feeling the stretch up through the arms and the sacrum and the low back grounding into the mat. Exhale, bend the leg, and let's switch legs here. Extend the right leg long, loop the strap around the left foot. And same thing here, straighten the leg, push through the heel, and begin to gently pull the left leg toward the upper body. Little by little. Again, check to see if the foot is rotated in or out, straighten it up. And continue pushing through the left heel as you find that sweet spot of sensation. Not too much, but just enough. Close your eyes and breathe into it. Again, let the low back remain firmly planted into the mat. Feel the earth beneath the hips. And also make sure the upper body is not pulling or lifting, so the head and the shoulders is firmly on the mat. And as you exhale, release a little slack into the strap or belt. Let the leg come a little past vertical. And then push into the ball of the foot and feel that stretch, that lifting up of the shoulders almost. And the sacrum and the low back pushing into the ground. Imagine that your whole spine is lengthening here as you push through that foot. And keep the shoulders drawing down. Don't let the upper body rise off the mat. Exhale, bend the knee, place the strap off to the side. Again, bring the knees together, feet wide on the mat, and just wash the knees back and forth a couple times. Let both knees fall to the left, roll to your left side, and push yourself up to a seat. Sweep your legs around behind you, coming into tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and then curl the toes under and lift your hips into downward dog. Let's take a few breaths here in downward dog and begin pedaling the feet. So bend one knee, draw the opposite heel down to the mat, and allow yourself to explore the shape a little bit so you can move the hands in or out, closer, farther, dialing in that sweet spot. And as you pedal the feet, really feel that stretch coming all the way down from the glute and the hamstring into the calf and the heel. Breathe into that. And coming to stillness, let's wrap the elbows in, broaden across the upper back. Draw the navel in, lift the tailbone, and hide the heels behind the feet here. So notice if the heels are turned in or out, just the feet nice and straight. Begin to push the thigh bones toward the back wall. Feel the heels drawing down toward the mat. Great big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Slowly walk your feet to your hands at the top of the mat. Bend deeply into the knees. Let the upper body just kind of hang heavy as you straighten the legs. And then when you stand tall, lift your head, sweep your hands to the sky, big breath, palms meet overhead, and draw hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Let's take a few breaths here. Just feel the four corners of your feet rooted into the earth. Feel the breath in your lungs. Feel your body alive and present. Inhale, blink your eyes open, sweep your hands up to the sky, palms meet. As you exhale, slice the hands down through the center of the body and bend deeply into the knees until you come all the way down, then fold. Step the left foot back, knee comes down underneath the hips and rise up with your hands to your hips, Anjaneyasana. So first, crawl the front toes forward a little bit. So the front ankle comes just a wee little bit in front of the knee. And now, with your hands on your hips, tilt the bowl of your pelvis up. So the front points of the hips tilt up and back, and the tailbone lengthens down. So right away, you should feel a nice little stretch in front of the left hip. That's your hip flexor. And some space opening up in the low back. So good. So press into the top of that back foot and shift the upper body forward a little bit, bringing the front knee over the front ankle. Now, you should really feel that deepening the stretch. You can either leave your hands on the hips or sweep the hands up to the sky. Breathe. Keep lengthening the tailbone down. Right hand grabs the left wrist if your hands are lifted, and reach up and over to the side and keep pressing into the top of that back foot to stabilize. Inhale, release the wrist, hands to the sky, and bring your hands back to the hips. Push into the top foot, bringing the hip to stack over the knee once again. Move this front ankle back underneath the front knee, and hands come down to the mat. Swivel the back knee so the left toes face off the right side of the mat, and then reach off the left corner of your mat. As you exhale, sink the hips toward that back heel, and just savor this stretch. We're stretching into the right hip now. Into the right hip, into the right hamstring, into the right IT band. And we're getting a portion of the path that the sciatic nerve travels on the right side. So this is a really good stretch for sciatic pain on the right side. Breathe into it. You can let the upper body be soft. Big, deep breaths. Keeping the back knee where it is, walk your hands back towards you, rise up and extend that front foot long. Turn the toes to turn inward. Left hand to the mat, and take your right hand and reach it up and over, reaching back behind you. From here, lift that right foot nice and high. Feel the outside of the right hip and the glute working and engaged here. And now we're going to pulse the right leg up and down for 5. Here we go. Pulsing up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the right leg and hold. Really feel the outside of the hip and the glute engaged, and hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bring that right foot down, rise up. Right hand to the right thigh, left hand to the sky, and as you exhale, let that right hand slide down the shin and take a nice, gentle little side body stretch here. Gaze to the lifted fingertips. Inhale, turn back to face the front, bend into the front knee, step the left foot back and lift the back knee, low lunge. Toe heel your front foot a little bit to the left and spin the back heel down so that your front heel and back arch are in alignment. As you inhale, windmill the hands open into a nice warrior two shape here. So you might need to adjust the feet a little bit, front knee over the front ankle. Now the work here is in rolling to the outside edge of that back foot and then pushing into that edge to get a nice stretch through the back hip here. And then extend, imagine extending through the inner front thigh, all the way through that inner knee. So the knee is pointing straight ahead, nice deep bend. And we're gonna float with the breath here. So as we inhale, straighten the front leg, palms meet overhead. Exhale, take it down nice and deep, bringing the thigh parallel to the mat. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we float. A couple more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. And one more, take it up. And this time, take it down nice and deep, your fullest expression, warrior two. So a nice deep bend in the front thigh. And again, recommit to straightening and strengthening through the back leg, pressing into the outside edge, the pinky toe edge of the foot, lifting the inner arch. Breathe, relax the shoulders. Inhale, straighten the front leg. And as you exhale, hinge forward from the hips, reaching as far as you can with the right hand into triangle pose. Now I want you to stay really long through the spine here. So hand to the shin or maybe to a block, and take your gaze to that lifted hand. So lengthen through the right side of the body, crown of the head reaching forward. Hips and shoulders are stacked open here. Breathe. One more breath. As you exhale, turn to face the front, bend into the front knee, hands come down and spin to the ball of the back foot, low lunge. From here, we curtsy, left knee behind the right, wing the arms back, lift the head and shoulders. Inhale, step that left foot next to the right and take your hands up to the sky. As the palms meet overhead, we're going to bend the knees and draw the hands down to the heart and come to a squat. Notice my spine is nice and long here, and I'm bending until the thighs are almost parallel. Inhale, rise up. Palms meet as we exhale. Keep the spine nice and tall, and we bend into a squat. These are prayer squats. We're going to do them with the breath. Inhale, rise. Palms meet, exhale, we squat. Weight into the heels as we come down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, so start to squat. Weight in the heels. A couple more times. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, we lower. Notice how long and tall my spine is as I come down. Weight in the heels. One more time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, slowly come down, all the way down. And then the hands come down to the mat. Step the right foot back. Knee comes down to the mat underneath the hips. Raise up and hands to the hips. Okay, same little dance on this side. So crawl the front foot forward a little bit, ankle just in front of the knee, and then tilt the bowl of the pelvis up. So feel that. Front points of the hips lifting up and toward you, tailbone lengthening down. Feel the stretch in front of the right thigh. Push into the top of the back foot and then begin to push the upper body forward until you feel an appropriate level of stretch. Nice little stretch in front of that right hip. Keep pushing into the top of the right foot. You can keep your hands here or sweep your hands up to the sky. If the hands are lifted, left hand grabs the right wrist, reach up and over as you exhale, deepening into that juicy little hip stretch. Inhale, release the wrist, hands up. And as you exhale, hands come back to the hips. Push into the top foot, bringing the hips now, again, over that back knee. And move the front foot towards you, knee under the ankle. Hands come down. Swivel the back knee so the toes face off the left side of the mat. Walk your hands over to the left and reach off the right corner of the mat. And sink your hips toward that back heel nice and slow. Just ease into it. Breath by breath, sinking the hips back to the heel, deepening that juicy stretch. Getting the right hip. Again, much of the path of where the sciatic nerve travels. It's a really nice stretch for sciatic pain on the left side. Breathe into it. Keeping the back knee where it is. Inhale, rise up. Hands come back towards you. Extend that left leg long, turn the toes in, and right hand to the mat behind you. Sweep that left hand up and over, reach behind you, and then lift the left leg nice and high until you feel the outside of the left hip and the glute activated. Here we go with 5 pulse-ups. Pulsing the leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the leg and hold. Breathe. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Lower the foot and rise up. Left hand to the thigh, right hand to the sky. And as you exhale, let that left hand slide down the shin. Deepen into that right side body stretch. Spiral the heart open to the sky. Gaze to the right fingertips. Inhale, turn to face the front, bend into the front knee, and step the left foot behind you, lift the back knee. So we're back to a low lunge. Toe heel, front foot a little to the left here, spin the back heel down. We're setting up for warrior 2. So front heel and back arch are aligned. And as you inhale, windmill the hands open, raise up into a nice, strong warrior 2. So again, adjust the feet. Bringing the front knee over the front ankle, so you might need to lengthen the stance a little bit. And roll to the outside edge of that back foot, lifting the inner arch a little bit. And then straighten and strengthen through the back leg, pushing into the outside edge of the foot. Relax the shoulders. Breathe into the sensation you feel in the hips, in the front thigh. And let's float. Inhale, straighten the front leg, palms meet overhead. Exhale, we float down nice and deep. Yes, inhale, rise. Exhale, float. Inhale, we come up. And exhale, we dive down. Inhale, rise. Feel the breath, feel the body working alive with breath. Inhale, rise. And this time we come down nice and deep, our fullest expression, warrior 2. Let's just marinate here for a couple breaths. Feeling the earth as our foundation, the breath as our inspiration. Inhale, straighten the front leg. And as you exhale, reach as far as you can with the left hand, hinge from the hips. and come into triangle, again with a nice, long, straight spine here. So left hand to the shin or to a block. Right hand up to the sky, gaze to the lifted fingertips. Breathe and lengthen. Keep lifting the crown of the head forward, lengthening the left side body. As you exhale, look down, bend into the front knee, hands come down, spin to the ball of the back foot, and let's work into our curtsy on this side. Right knee behind the left, wing the arms back. As you inhale, step tall at the top of the mat, hands to the sky. Now let's set up for some prayer squats again. Palms meet overhead as you exhale. Keep the spine nice and tall, bending into the thighs, weight in the heels. Come all the way down, thighs parallel, and then push through the heels as we rise up. Exhale, we lower, weight in the heels. Inhale, push through the heels, we rise. Exhale, nice and slow and low we go. Inhale, rise. Exhale, feel the spine just lifting toward the sky. One more time, push up. And exhale, this time we slowly lower all the way, bringing the thighs parallel, and then fold forward, hands to the mat. Slowly walk the feet all the way back to downward dog. Great big breath in, open mouth, exhale. Let's bring the knees down. Knees wide, big toe mounds come to touch, and sink your hips back to your heels for child's pose. As you inhale, lift the upper body and really reach through the fingertips. Again, get length in the spine. Exhale, let the upper body soften as the forehead comes down to the mat. A few sweet breaths here. Just take a moment to visit with yourself, welcome yourself, offer yourself some love, some compassion. Inhale, sit back to your heels and sweep your legs around in front of you and come to your back. Okay, we got one more core activation exercise here. And honestly, I think this is one of the best core exercises for the deep core, the transverse abdominis. This is the main stabilizer and support muscle for your spine, and it's what you need to prevent low back pain and sciatica pain from bothering you. So, hands along your sides. We're going to start with the feet lifted and the knees stacked right over the hips. Now the shins are roughly parallel to the mat. They're not angled up and they're not angled down. They're parallel to the mat, feet flexed. Now I'm going to demonstrate here, just watch, and then we'll do it together. So to demonstrate, I'm going to start to push my feet forward, keeping the shins roughly parallel to the mat. Right away, you'll feel this whole band of muscle, that's your TVA, your transverse abdominis, strengthening, engaging, supporting. Keep pushing the feet forward. Now, some of you may get to a point where you feel all of this goodness and engagement kind of dump into your back, and it's a feeling like you want to arch your back. If you feel that, I want you to back the feet up, stay there, and count and breathe with me. Some of you may continue to push the feet all the way out and still feel it mostly in the belly, which is great. Extend and hold, okay? Here we go. Knees stacked above the hips, feet flexed, shins parallel, and slowly begin to push the feet forward. Let the low back plant firmly into the mat, the whole spine grounded. Breathe into the sensation. Tap your belly a little bit. Feel that. If you get to that place where the tension moves into the back it up and hold. If not, keep pushing the feet and hold for 5, 4, 3. Let your body shake. Breathe into it. 2,
1. Exhale, knees into chest, a little sweet rock side to side. Beautiful. Let's do this one more time. Stack the knees over the hips, shins parallel, feet flexed. And here we go. Slowly start to press the feet forward. Breathing into it. Again, tap the belly. Just feel that glorious, engaged tummy. It's so good. Your spine is happy. Keep pushing the feet forward until you find your spot of maximum engagement of the core, and hold there for 5, 4, 3, breathe into it, 2, low back pressing down, 1, exhale, knees into belly, slow, gentle rock side to side. Let's take the feet up in the air for happy baby. You can grab the outside edges of the feet. Now, if grabbing the feet causes you to lift the shoulders and lift the head, I want you to skip this and just go to Shavasana. Really want your shoulders and your low back to come all the way down to the mat so your spine is nice and long here. And then you just take a nice sweet rock. Breathe, relax. Let that healing energy of the breath wash through your body, bringing new possibilities. This is a new day. Great big breath in. Open mouth, exhale, release the feet and melt into Shavasana. Now, before we drift away, I want to give you the option to take Shavasana with your feet up the wall. This is a really great way to just welcome some space and glorious juiciness into the low back, okay? If you do this, scoot your sit bones all the way up against the wall. So the sit bones are touching the wall supporting the legs all the way up, and the whole back is firmly on the ground. Or you just take your Shavasana right where you are. Close your eyes. Begin to bring a little movement into your fingers and your toes, your wrists and ankles. As you inhale, reach your hands overhead and stretch, lengthen, breathe. Exhale, knees gently into your chest and roll to your right side. Push yourself up to a seat at the top of the mat. Bring your palms together at your heart and close your eyes. We lift our thumb knuckle to the point between our brow. We bow to one another in light and love. Namaste. Thank you so very much. I hope that whatever challenges you're facing today, whether it's low back pain, sciatica pain, or any of the other little things that just make your life less than extraordinary, are lessened, and that you feel more spacious and more alive with more possibility, and that you feel inspired to go out there and create some magic today because the world needs you. Thank you so much. Love you, and I'll see you soon.